here's the concept of like um this idea where, like, for instance, let's say put on the scenario in a sense of you met a friend, um and then you introduce this friend to your other group of friends, and then you start hanging around each other, and then your other group of friends start liking that other individual more, and for some reason, for some odd reason, that friend that you invited to your group started dishing out different things to the friend group that you been around for years, and everybody in the friend group are fucking with what he's talking about, and then you start looking like the crazy one, and now you don't. Now you are ultimately that friend, that person that you introduced to your friend group. You are no longer in that friend group, and you are just a single uno, right? Okay, why do I present this idea? Because a lot of people think that, like, friends, like in what I've grown up to peep and seen in my life is like this thing of like, I clearly don't fuck with, like, I clearly have had a fuck tons of people not show up for me in my life. So that's also a reason why I'm okay with being alone, and I don't mind it, right? It's kind of fucked because it's almost like I got my family, I got my parents and my brothers. I'm grateful for them, right? I don't mind talking to my brothers every day. I don't, right? Um, but they also have lives too, right? And I say this to say is that at a young age, I recognize that people tend to care for themselves, what benefits them. At a young age, I saw that. Like, at a very young age, I saw that people only do things that benefit their needs. And I get it. Like, I have the same need. Everybody is selfish in some type of way. Um, but one thing that I've always been curious about, and I've had like, I had that in college, right? People that come and they show up, and that means the world. I've had that. I'm never gonna neglect the fact that people haven't, right? But one of the main things that I guess I'm really curious about in this day and age, or this timeline, is that what happens when you just stop face value. If I saw face value, that person I introduced, that person I met, saw face value, I'm cool. Like, I'm accepting of a lot of people, right? What if I recognize that you was just bullshit from the jump, and I just called you on it, and then I no longer talk to you, or I no longer entangle myself into that? And I think that's been another trope in my life, where it's like, I understand, like, for some reason, like, I don't want to put this title on a lot of people, because I feel like it's a pessimistic mindset, or whatever the fuck you want to put it on, or whatever word you want to conjecture it with, is that I don't want to look at people and be like, yeah, dub, I know exactly the type of, yep. Because what it comes down to is, like, you show me who you are. And it's crazy because I've yet to have people tell me, damn, you fucked me over. Damn, you're not a good person. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, I've yet to have that happen to me. And I think about that a lot, because people just don't fuck with me. Now, when I say people don't just like fuck with me, I mean like people would rather try to fuck with me just to realize that they just don't fuck with me. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not begging anybody anymore in my life to be like, oh shit, like, you will show me how you don't fuck with me by your actions. Fuck words, by your actions. And I used to think I was like tripping, like, damn, like, it gotta be me. Like, what in me makes you think that you can fuck with me? But I think it comes down to the fact that, like, people may think that, like, and mind you, I give everybody opportunities. And I'm starting to realize, well, I don't think you give people opportunities anymore. I think you realize and you recognize them from the jump and just call them out on it. And just, like, proceed your life and be like, yo, I'm not jacking this, bro. You know, that's just realistically. It's like, you're a cool person, but yeah, I'm not gonna be friends with you for a long term. Or fuck a friend, right? Because betrayal is a real thing. And I think a lot about this shit, bro. Because when I say something, I'm gonna do it, bro. So when I tell people, yeah, I'm gonna turn fuck these brands into the next big thing, into doing 100K monthly to 1 million to 2.5 to 5 to 10 million. Yes. I have, and this is something that I really want me to, like, establish a point of view, is that it sucks to not have people on your side that wants to, and when I say people on your side, it's people that you may want. It's people where you think that you have this certain type of relationship with them. If they don't have that same relationship with you. And I so many times over my entire life, I've tried giving people the benefit of the doubt. I tried. And it sucks because God tells us to live and forgive 7 times. You know, like, to forgive people over and over. And it sucks, bro. It sucks. It really does. I don't like to really complain so much to other people. I really wanted to, like, talk about my fucking design process today, or talk about, like, what I'm aiming for, or like how I feel about the concept in what I'm doing and how I'm shifting my ideas. And that's something that I really wanted to, tap into and execute on, because I think there's something here. I think there's a great possibility of, like, a product that I'm building in my head, and for this series to emerge into something different and to change the course of the brand's life. And that right there is something that I'm super, super curious about. So but it's tough, man. It's tough, and I get it. The lonely road. I think I don't struggle with making friends. I don't struggle with having friends. I don't struggle with none of these things. Like, I think I wish I had this. There's so many things that I wish I had in my personal life that I feel like, for instance, I remember there was this point in time where I didn't like the way I talked. I used to look and fixate on other people, how they talked and the way they said certain things and how it, like, from thought to mouth, or how it's worded a specific way. And I went to go to, like, I got a speech therapist, and we were talking and going over these different things. I used to, like, fuck. I'm like, well, I wish I could talk like that, right? And then I realized it's like, it's not about wishing to talk like that. It's about taking the actions to talk like that, taking the actions to have a broader vocabulary, taking the actions to understand how you're pronouncing words. Those are the things that, like, I went from a wishing to a knowing to a doing, right? And that's something that I used to harp on a lot. And then I go to them like, oh, man, I wish I had that type of friend group, right? I think my friends that I grew up with, you know, one of my homies, he was like, damn, I wish we were just like more like them, and how they're connected and always together and this, that, and the third. And I think what's happening is that, like, people are recognizing that this is why we have all these subcultures and these different environments, because, like, I can understand why the fashion motherfuckers that be in Paris, that be in Italy, like, they have their own clique and they judge everybody and be like, y'all don't got the fresher shit than I got. I got the archive. Like, I can understand that, right? Or I can understand, you know, like, there's so many stacks of people in this world. There's people that have just the same breed of dogs. I'd be like, bro, I don't even fuck with those dogs, but I fuck with our dogs. And they'll come together because this is like a cool thing. Or they're just dog people, right? Cat people. And they don't really have the connection that they have, whether with a sibling or, you know, 4 or 5 friends. I remember people like, damn, you're only good to have like 4 or 5 friends in this world. And it's like, man, I agree with Ye when he said, why do we have friends? You know, everybody has something to provide. I don't have friends in this game, bro. And if we're playing the game of business, it's like, yeah, like ability, leadership, determination, achieving success, yes. We have that game. We play that game. And I can look at the game and be like, you know what? Fact. Fuck it. That's the game I'm playing. There's no... And this is just me trying to understand the scope of things, right? Mentally going through the notes of, like, what really matters to me? What do I really care about? Is this something that I'm just putting on my mind to put on my mind, or is this something that is making me better? Is this something that it will push me to a higher degree of investment to myself, right? And that's kind of the reason why, like, I post a lot of these videos, is because I'm really just trying to aim for these conversations, these thought processes of what does it mean to have, like, friend groups or business friends or peers or not. Is that even a conversation that we have? You know, that's a question. I think those questions are useful. I think I might try to start asking questions. I think having that dialogue may be more beneficial to somebody eventually, to have a conversation about a question that we've all thought